Hey guys, happy 2026. So it's the first official day of the improvement phase. Even though we've been training every single day in December, we were kind of just taking a bit more of a chilled mindset. So I love these morning walks. A big thing that I'm going to focus on this year with my clients and with my message is just like mental health, doing what you can to optimize dopamine and getting sunlight on you first thing in the morning is one of the fundamentals of, you know, well-being and feeling good. So one of my biggest goals is less screen time. So I want to prioritize my screen time and really do what I can to optimize my state of mental health. Not that it was bad, but I feel like everybody should be doing what they can to really manage dopamine. You know, we get peaks and then we get troughs. And obviously when you're in a trough, that's when you feel like really shit. So like say you take a pre-workout, train, and then afterwards you feel all down. So it's very important to be aware of where you're sitting so that you can actually manage that better. Yeah. So the three pillars that I'm focusing on at the moment, first, hydration. So if you're dehydrated, the body's not going to be functioning well, right? So I do two of these a day, one in the morning, one later on in the day, and then my intra workout has got electrolytes in it. So this is an electrolyte mixture, very, very important. Then I'm doing about 6 liters of liquid a day, which is obviously going to put you in a really good environment for training. Then dopamine optimization. How are we going to optimize ourselves in the new year? So 5-HTP, I always talk about this one, neuro precursor. Get the body firing, get yourself feeling amazing, and then L-tyrosine. This makes space for new dopamine. So these I do twice a day. Very, very, very important. Then so I'm going to weigh this because my mince is burning. So like the cornerstone or the most important factor about any person's body is their digestion. If your digestion sucks, you're not going to absorb nutrients, you're not going to feel good, and you definitely are not going to have good dopamine. So the third pillar is digestion. So what am I doing for my digestion? So I use this super enzyme supplement. It's absolutely phenomenal. It's actually been life-changing. So it's got ox bile to help me deal with fats, and then it's got betaine to help me digest proteins and carbohydrates. So I really, really like that. And then obviously I eat foods that are very easy digestible. So that's why I like the chicken mince. I know what you guys are thinking gross, but it digests well for me. I feel good on it, and I absolutely loathe chicken breast. So there's that, and then I take in a lot of vinegars. So I like white spread vinegar, apple cider vinegar from time to time to keep my body acidic. And then twice a day I also do this. So creatine, monohydrate, good for the muscles obviously. And then my favorite digestion supplement is glutamine. So if you're covering those three bases, your body is going to really work in your favor. There's so many people that have got really bad digestion problems, and then they're not managing their mental well-being properly. Mental well-being management is so important. So direct sunlight, movement, and then the correct supplementation. We're in an age where you can help yourself. So by choosing not to, you're putting yourself at a disadvantage going into 2026. So when we were in the States and I was competing, I started getting onto the boiled eggs. And I'm not sure if it was because I was hungry that I've created like this dependency, but boiled eggs are like the new thing. I think I've eaten them every single day since we got back from America. And honestly, I'm loving the taste. I'm loving what they're doing for my body in terms of a clean fat source. And I just tend to mix them into my meals. So at the moment, I'm consuming 10. So yeah, that's what it is at. And no, I'm not gassy, so go away because my digestion's on point.
How was the festive season?
It was good. I needed the break. Um, Often difficult for me to like slow down, but I actually made a conscious effort to just step out of what I was doing, try and step out of like the hustle of coaching and bodybuilding, and spend time with my girlfriend and my family, and just keep my body and myself still because my mind moves at 100 miles an hour. I'm always coaching. I'm always trying to be a better bodybuilder. So yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it.
Did you train and eat clean during the festive season?
I did, but I've been in quite a unique position now where I've been able to eat quite a lot, like 3 times a week. So, I diet maybe hard 4 days a week, and then I'll load the food 3 of those days. But I mean, yeah, I ate quite a few cinnamon rolls, yes.
How do you manage to train on holiday and when you're not at home?
It's always been part of me to exercise. Like, I love it. Like, I don't exercise because I want to make my biceps look good. I exercise because I genuinely love the feeling I get from training. So if I go on holiday, I'll always work out because that's what I'd like to do. That's what I find is fun.
How do you train on holiday?
Probably like one day off, one day on. So like when we went to Mozambique now, I've been going there for years. So like I've just accumulated a lot of weights there at our family place. So I'll just like train like super old school, use those weights. If not, then I'll just do like body weight, like do push-ups, pull-ups, do what I can. If I really can't, and I really can't do weights, then I'll just make sure that I'm active, and I'll like factor that into my year, and I'll be like, okay, cool. We're not training for 2 weeks. We're just going to walk around a lot and make the most of it. In those instances, I genuinely try and eat a lot more just to maintain muscle and so that my body can like reset. But I haven't done that in a while. Maybe the last time was last year, December. Like we'll put this video up on the screen now, but I made a makeshift T-bar row when we were on holiday. So we've got a workshop there. So I walked up to the workshop. I got the guy to cut me a chain, and then I basically wrapped that around and made like my own T-bar because I don't know. When I was growing up, we like would find all sorts of things that we could do to grow muscle. I grew up just training in the garage with weights that my dad had, and then we later formed that into a gym. So
I know for bodybuilders it's important to eat according to their plan during the holiday season, but for normal people that just want to be in shape, is it just as important? And do you have any tips?
I think the festive season, generally, I keep on saying genuinely, I generally encourage people to take the time out, but I like people to follow guidelines and be aware of themselves. My biggest thing when it comes to nutrition is a healthy relationship with food. So you never ever want to feel deprived. But by the same token, when you're on holiday, you don't want to just be like that person that's running to the snack table and like scoffing your face, because you're going to reverse months and months of hard work. So the key points are this: increase your protein. So eat more meat. Meat is a lot more empty than carbohydrates. So you're not going to put on fat when you're eating higher quantities of meat. Then, if you know that you're going to be going for a heavy carbohydrate rich dinner in the evening, just pull back on some carbohydrates at lunch or in the morning, and make sure that you're drinking a lot more water. So if you're drinking a lot of water on holiday, you're not going to be able to consume as much. We tend to start dehydrating in the festive season. We don't drink enough. So less water means you're going to be hungrier. You're going to be craving more carbs, and then you're going to start bloating. But yeah, I mean, I like to use the festive season as a time to reset and recharge. So I definitely allow and encourage the people that I coach to take some time out, just stick within the healthy parameters that they've been taught. So high fluid, more protein, and if you know that you're going to be overindulging, indulge for that day and then maybe pull back the next day. Or if you're going to indulge for 3 days, go for it, go hard, but then make sure that you are like pulling down things for 2 days after that. So it's just about balancing your ratios out, but not being too difficult. But yeah, you don't want to be too difficult on yourself during that time.
Tell us about how last year's comp season went.
It went well. It had highs and lows. Last year was a good year. I put on a lot of muscle, and I was feeling really good going into the shows. I didn't feel like I placed where I wanted to, so that was very disappointing. But I really took it to like the extremes of what I felt I could achieve. All in all, it was a positive experience, but obviously I want to win. That is who I am. So I need to improve. That's the bottom line. I think if we're going to get technical about it, was very full at the first show, could have been more conditioned. Second show, maybe not too conditioned, but like I was super conditioned and maybe sacrificed a bit of fullness. So maybe come back somewhere in between those two looks with a little bit more back, or a lot more back, and more upper chest, and I should be where I need to be.
What were your judges' feedback when you came off stage?
Tyler Mannion said that I needed more back detail, which I agree with. And he also said I needed more upper chest. So that was the feedback. So that's what I'm going to do. But I know that, I know that I need to do that. I feel like I lost quite a lot of fullness in my upper chest going into the show, driving conditioning. And, that may or may not have been a mistake on my part, but all I know is that I'm very, very proud of the two looks that I produced. I think that they were awesome. But I'm at the point in my career where I'm super, super critical of myself because I want to become a champion. I want to become the next pro champion and the next Olympian. So that is why when you guys hear me talk, I'm very, very harsh about it because, for me, I don't have time to waste. I'm going to do what I need to do this year to ensure that I don't feel like that again. 2023, I sat on the side of the stage and I was obliterated because I felt so shit about how I looked. I've never felt like that again on stage. Every time that I've competed since, I felt like I belonged there. This last year at Atlantic, I felt flipping competitive, like I really did. And I feel like I could have been higher. It's a subjective sport, it is what it is. But when I get back the next time, I'm not leaving anything to chance. And I know like I may sound like big talk and I'm like talking big, but I will evaluate my physique when I feel like I'm looking like the people that are winning, then I'll get on stage. I don't care how long that takes.
So then what's your plans going into this next year to make sure that that's executed?
Tighter logging in the gym. So I log my lifts, but I could be tighter with that. Maybe a little bit more volume than I did last year, just in specific areas. Definitely slight changes to the movements, and then I don't want to get as sloppy in my off season. So tighter. I need to see what's going on in the off season because I feel like cutting down from such a massive size last year, I had to work really hard to get the weights off. So I'm not going to make that mistake, but I've come out of last season in a very like anabolic state and I'm looking really good right now. So if I ride this out with the correct mentality, the correct guidance, I can do it. But obviously we all doubt, I'll be honest with you guys. I was in tears after New York. Like I was on the couch with Crystal next to me, phoning my family, and I was so upset because I put my heart and soul into producing that look. And I even get emotional when I think about it now because it was tough. I had to go to a place that I've never been before, and it was rough to not get what I wanted. But I know that I'm going through all of this because when it's my time, I would have earned it. It'll come to me at the right time. It's God's timing. It's the universe's timing. When it's my time, it'll be my time. But until then, I need to work.
What shows are you planning on doing this year? Are you only going to stick to the US or are you going to do other shows?
I'm definitely going to look at competing in Europe. I went pro in front of a European judge panel, and they were very positive about my look when I went pro. So the first show I ever did was in front of a European judge panel. I didn't have the size. I wasn't nearly like what I am now. So I'm going to hit Europe. I am going to do America again. But for now, I don't have show plans. Until my team and I have decided what I'm doing, I'm just improving. But I'm not going to allow myself to be so far out of striking distance that it's going to take me half a year to get ready. I'll put it to you that way. I've been very, very on point with my nutrition. since getting off stage in Florida, because I know where my body's feeling at its best. And that's how you learn as a pro, you know?
What's the biggest lesson you learned this past comp season that you're going to apply to this next comp season?
The biggest lesson is just to trust myself more, trust my own voice, rely on the people that care about me. And, you know, it's just because I'm feeling upset now, it doesn't mean that it's not going to happen. I'm still very much mourning the losses of this past season. And so many athletes will be like, yeah, I don't care that I didn't win. Like, if you don't care that you didn't win, you weren't in it enough. This is a very, very, very taxing sport, very emotional. You want to win. So the biggest lesson would be to ultimately trust my abilities and know that I belong there and that I can actually win. That is what it's about. I've always been doubtful. Now I know that I can.
What's it like for you when you are overseas for such a long period of time competing?
It's definitely gotten better over the years. It used to be quite lonely. I'm lucky enough to have my partner go with me now, so that's cool. But it's like a whirlwind. It's adrenaline. It is like the funnest, scariest, most amazing time ever. Like, from the second we land till the second I get on stage, it is just one big, exciting ball of chaos. But it's cool. Like, obviously you're far away from home. Obviously I work crazy hours with my coaching, but I think every time that we do it, I'm adjusting, I'm learning, I'm getting better. And you know, I'm not one to cry wolf, but I will say this: I'm not somebody that things come naturally to. So if you're watching this and you are maybe in the C team for your sport and you're not excelling, you just have to keep on going. Time will start taking out the talented people. You know, I always say that I didn't choose bodybuilding chose me, but it's actually a lie. I chose bodybuilding. I wanted to make it happen, and I was lucky enough to like form something out of it. But yeah, if you are a person that you feel like, you know, you struggle academically, you struggle sporting wise, and you just haven't quite found your niche, choose something and stick to it and get good at it, and don't give up, because you will get there, I swear. Okay, so I hope those questions opened up a little bit about me. I'm trying to be a little bit more open and vulnerable this year on the camera. I'm going to do a little interview with Crystal, and she's going to let you know what it's like looking from her eyes. Maybe not always so good, but I'm going to go and hit back. No, I'm going to go hit chest now. It's Monday. So I'm going to go hit chest, focusing on the upper chest. Some new movements in the fold. I will film them. Oh, and I'll take you through the workouts from start to finish. So it should be fun. And like I said, this year is about mental optimization. We all have our highs and our lows. So these things that I say about the supplements, take them seriously. Try it out. I've seen amazing results with the people around me and myself. I literally went and bought my 5-HTP again this morning because I was like, I'm feeling a little bit low today. What's missing? And it was that, obviously. So yeah, take the steps to make sure that you have a good year.
Okay, first station back, using these handles to get into the upper chest. Yeah, so I like this movement because I can progress it, and I feel like it's getting me right here. So this is going to be the first, then we're going to go into inclines, then into a chest press, so stay tuned.
Okay, so this is my top set. Going to go for about 8. Nice control, good slow negative. And as I say, I've really been loving this movement for my upper chest. So let's see.
that's absolute muscular failure there. That's where you literally, you can't even get one more. And that's how a top set should be. Now I'm going to back off 75% of max, but I'm still going to let my lungs recuperate a little bit. But that was good.
Okay, I'm gonna get 5. Okay, good. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, come on. 4, come on. Easy. Yeah, we back 2026, we on. Okay, so this is the new chest piece that we've got, and it's really nice for just the last bit of the stretch. I'm not even using it for the bottom part of the motion. It's actually just that last top piece. So we're about to load it a little bit and see. Still a warm-up. Really nice is like the execution's perfect on something like this. You're gonna hit it every single time. So as Steph said, tell you guys that there's a whole rack of 100 on there, and I've never used one of these things before, so I guess it's the equivalent of about 130 kilos. And the only issue is the first part of the movements. Once you're up, yeah,
It's 160.
Side. 4 to 5.
Last one. Single arm, let's go. 1. One more. Well done.
Now I'm going to do dips and then flies then done. So this is my 4th set of dips. It's something that I was doing a few years ago. My chest was looking good. So I'm just working it in, seeing the response. But I've always loved the dip, so. And a lot of people think it's for the underside of the chest, but if you're really pushing nicely, you're getting everything. So this we can work on progressing. As long as you don't get too fat, you can start hanging a dumbbell in between your legs. Last one for chest, feeling nice and pumped. High day. So just going to finish with some flies into the upper shelf. I might superset on some push-ups. Let's see. last bit of this workout, when I'm done with these sets, some triceps. I'm not going to bore you guys with that. See you at home to finish the post-workout meal and then chat about some plans going forward for Team Tristan. So post-workout, today I ran about 750 grams of carbs on a high day, on the first high of the week. So this is my post-workout. And I tend to change my post-workout between bagels and cream of rice, just depending on what I feel like. But the bagels sit really well. So I'm just going to toast these up. This is about 100 grams of carbs into the system with a little bit of whey. And that is my post-workout meal. And then after that, I'll do like a rice and a mince, or like a rice and a steak. Okay, but what I wanted to talk to you guys about is two things. So, like hot trends at the moment, things that I'm trying, I'm following. So, the first thing is peptides. I wasn't really a big peptide guy before. I used to think it was crap. And then I actually tried them. So, my peptide experience first started with oral SLUPP 332. And I took that before we went to Italy last year, and I was big. I think I was probably about 123 kilos before we left. And I ran SLUPP for about 4 weeks. And all of a sudden, like, my abs started coming out. So SLUPP is they call it exercise in a pill. It starts to stimulate the metabolism a little bit more, helps you to utilize energy better, right? Then, when I was in the States, I wanted to get leaner. And like, obviously you go into a dark place. So then I tried retatrutide. And Reta absolutely blew my mind. From an insulin sensitivity point of view, I couldn't believe the pumps I was getting on such a little bit of carbohydrates. So I've actually been using Reta in my off season, and you guys can see from the training video, I'm extremely lean, but I'm still growing. My current weight is 107 kilos, which probably takes me about 3 kilos up from my stage weight, but my composition is very good. So I'm very proud of that. Then the last two peptides that I've deployed, MOTC and then injectable SLUPP. So MOTC is basically, it's like an SLUPP, and it's meant to up-regulate and stimulate the metabolism, but it kind of is SLUPP taken to a different level. But what I liked about it was the energetic property. So how did I feel? I felt absolutely amazing. I was mind blown by this substance or this peptide, because every year when I come off stage, I have the most ridiculous crash, guys. When you come off anabolics for a show, you're not going to feel great. You're PCTing, you're doing all these things. So putting in that MOTC, it made such a huge difference to my life. So I wouldn't just, like, there's no discount code in this YouTube. I'm not just saying this. Give MOTC a try. And if you're somebody that suffers from, insulin-related problems, try retatrutide, but don't use Reta to curb your appetite. You have to eat. You have to stimulate that metabolism, and that's exactly what I've been doing. This day of the week, I'm doing 700 grams of carbs. Later on in the week, I probably go up to about 1,300, and then another day of the week, I'm doing 300. So 3 days in my week, I'm killing the carbohydrates, and yet I'm maintaining a really nice body composition. In terms of my anabolics, currently, I know that you guys always want to hear about this, and what am I taking? What am I doing? So I'm currently doing 4 IUs of growth hormone, and then I am running testosterone at a replacement dosage, and I've just added in a little bit of primobolan. So I'm about to start using 300 milligrams of primobolan to see where I'm at. If I'm very, very happy with where my bloods are, I will start pushing again soon. But for the time being, I'm super anabolic post-show. I'm eating. My body is using the nutrients. So there's no need for me to start going crazy with the milligrams, because my body is still nice and hard. I'm feeling stronger. I will say that I feel like I've just dipped off my like ability to get stronger right now with what I'm doing and what I'm eating. So I'm gonna have to make a decision when I get my latest results of bloods back, whether or not I need to start pushing. And I probably will start pushing, but that is a video for another day. But right now we're feeling good. So I think it's going to be a great year. I think it's going to be a positive year. And, you know, the idea of these videos is just to stay completely transparent with you guys. Like, you know, why should I not tell you what I'm taking? Because, you know, some of you guys are younger and you think that the top pros are blasting themselves full of tree bologna sandwiches all day long. And it's really not like that. You don't need to take a lot of steroids to get where you want to be. It's just about clever execution and making sure that you are healthy, guys. Please. If you're a bodybuilder and you're too scared to do your bloods, stop being a fucking bitch. Do your blood work. Go to the doctor and make sure that you're healthy. You've got no business jeopardizing your health. And, you know, I can say this because, guys, I've been there. I've been that guy. I've been the one that did not want to do his bloods. I was lucky to have good guidance along the way, but I know what it's like to be scared. So, you know, when I first started doing gear, my mom caught me because the lady that worked for us took her an iPhone box and it had my stuff in it. So I got dragged off to the endocrinologist, got threatened to go to rehab, and you know, that was a very traumatic time. But thank God for a mother that cared, that had the knowledge to make me do my bloods from the age of 19. So I could actually monitor these things. I've got blood panels from 19 to 30, guys. I can see exactly where my trends are. I've got ECGs. I've got DEXA scans on my heart. I work with an amazing GP that keeps me so healthy and is so accountable with my journey. You know, we're working together. He wants me to get to the Olympia. It's not like a sin to optimize your body, but please don't be stupid. You don't need to be running these Dallas McCarver size cycles. You don't even need to be running massive cycles. Just be mature about it, and less is more, I promise. But cool. I know that was a rant. I know that it was dark and it was heavy, but it's the truth. So I'm going to eat my bagels now and probably feel better after training.